So going straight into things, with My Hero Academia, it's been airing for nearly 10 years now, 170 episodes, four movies, and at least five video games. We're quite sad to see this story come to its ultimate conclusion. As shown in Jump, this is one of the strongest of the generation. In your own opinion, what was it that drew in so many fans that made this show what it is today?
Oh my goodness. I think the story is such one that captures the imagination. Who doesn't love a superhero story with an underdog? I mean, that's what it is. And the quirks are so fun and interesting. The villains are so strong and great. Um, I really feel like Horikoshi created a perfect show, especially for people who are sort of new to anime. I think this show has served as a great gateway show for a lot of people. And then for people who have been in the club for a long time, I think it's evident that the level of storytelling, it's got staying power. You know what I mean? It just
Definitely.
does. Even if there's stuff you don't like, people are gonna watch it because it's a great story. It's a great show, you know.
Yeah. I think another thing that draws people in to the level of that they are is the focus on the characters. I think they're so well developed. The the fact that they all have a different quirk and it comes from, there's a story behind that and the differences between them. And I feel like there's something that everyone, well, at least from the fans that I've spoken to, it seems like there's a character in there for everybody to relate to and to latch on to and say like that's the one that represents me. And I think that's what
De-
keeps people coming back and getting attached to it.
no, definitely, and particularly for your both of your characters, they obviously both went through very unique growths from their initial introduction. Starting first with Uraka. So she had a really emotionally driven moment throughout the anime,
Mm-hmm.
particularly the call to her parents after the sports festival, the imploring the people to support Deku, and even in the climactic fight between her and Toga. It's almost a career staple for you to bring out so much raw emotion within your roles. So I wanted to ask, as an actor, what kind of effect does this have on you to deliver such emotionally heavy lines? And also, why are you so good at it?
Oh, well, that is so sweet. Thank you. I it leaves me tired, is what it does. I really think that half the battle is kind of getting out of your own head and out of your own way and just we get to watch it in the Japanese and they give us so many clues. The Japanese Seiyu is incredible and especially in My Hero. And I just try to get out of my own way to be as honest as I can about whatever is happening. And and living up to this incredible animation and this incredible score. And so often the stakes are so high, particularly with Toga there at the end of season 7. Um, I I just try to be as truthful and as free with my voice as I can get and just kind of let it rip. And you let the chips fall where they may. And at the end of the day, you're like, I remember walking out of that session, I ran into some fellow voice actors in the lobby at Crunchyroll. And then they were like, "What is wrong with you?" And I said, "I am so tired and I am so sad. I just want to go somewhere and like have a good cry."
Definitely.
Just let it all out. But yeah, that's it. I think you just kind of have to get out of your own way. I take so many clues from the Japanese, and I'm so grateful I get to do it. It has made me a better actor for sure.
No, definitely. Well, thank you. And over to yourself, Leah, with Toga's journey. Initially, when we first met her, she was pretty much this misty schoolgirl outfit, blood obsession. Weren't really sure, but as the story's gone, we've ultimately seen her as this victim of a damaged society and views on instinct-focused quirks. how was it for you as an actor that you were given a chance to portray her growth within the role, particularly with the villain academia arc, with her fight with Curious, and her ultimate mental downfall when Twice was killed?
Oh, it's an actor's dream, honestly, to be able to ride that wave of emotion and growth within the same character and getting to you know, see her as a bubbly, unhinged villain that likes to stab people to fully understanding the depth of where that comes from and that how it's a, a need for love, a need to belong, a need to attach to someone or something and to, you know, be who she wants to be also. And then yeah, like the shift into season 7 where she's just dark and fed up and angry at it all, like that's a whole gamut of range and emotion in life that I'm so fortunate and thrilled to have been able to play. I mean, that's the dream right there. So it was
No,
amazing.
perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So with both of you, particularly Chako's journey, the growing relationship she had with Deku, it's been a very sweet and gentle build up throughout the series, ultimately reaching its payoff in the epilogue of the show.
Mhm.
How was it for you to see that Uraka was not simply moved into a love interest role, but instead she was fleshed out into this highly competent fighter, able to fight on the front lines of wars, as well as putting her growing feelings for Deku aside for the bigger picture, basically
Ah,
avoiding being a romantic cliche.
yeah. I was so glad to see it. Because in the beginning, I did not know quite what her role was going to be, and she could have been. She could have been just kind of the good girl and Deku's love interest through the whole series. But I think they gave her, Horikoshi gave her such a great opportunity for growth by writing, I'll put these feelings away for now. This is going over here. We've got other things to do, and I'm going to focus on that. And he gives her the integrity of a hero, right? She's a hero in her own might. She is not just support staff. She's got a quirk that is powerful, that can do a lot of good, and she's allowed to sort of develop that. And I'm grateful while still um, using it in service of him. I mean, when she gets up on that building and starts yelling at everybody through her megaphone, it's such a great moment that's definitely motivated by care of him. But the sweetest kind of care, like just sort of decency. That was her big call is to basic human decency. Look at this person. He's a child. He's still a child who just needs a place to rest, you know? And I don't know. I think she's a boss. I think she's so cool. But I love that, I'm also grateful that he gave them a little more of a real nod though at the end too. Because after the whole series of them being so cute around each other and while forging this really strong friendship and all of the things, it's lovely that they get a little nod. Like, yes.
Yeah, they'll go somewhere.
It was good. It
No,
was
I
good.
agree. Yeah. It's a beautiful payoff for what we've seen, a 10-year growing relationship between them.
Yes.
Um,
It's
Perfect.
maybe not the tidy little bow that some people might want, but I think it's true to the series.
Agreed, 100%. And particularly with your roles as Toga and Uraka, have you had any unique fan interactions over the last 10 years relating to these characters? Particularly as you both go to Comic Cons around the world quite regularly.
Unique reactions? I think I feel like they're very emotional when they've come to my booth to talk about it. I love that they've felt it with us. And my response is always whenever they're like, "Oh my gosh, you made me cry. It was so sad." I'm just like, good, because we did that and it was hard. And I'm glad that it was worth it. Good. So, Yeah, that's usually the response that I'm getting these days is that they're just like, "Oh my gosh, you made me cry."
Yeah, I love it. I love especially the people who are in cosplay. It's so sweet. Um and I love that sort of, so many different people can imagine themselves as these very worthy characters. It's super, super fun. And I also love when people come up and go, I tell her all the time she reminds me of Uraraka. And they'll be talking
Oh,
about their friends, and I'm like, that tells me so much about you. So many awesome things about you. But it's sweet. I think people get to love on themselves and others through these characters in a way. You know what I mean?
No,
that's true. I
definitely.
get the same thing, but I'm always concerned when they're like, "She reminds me so much of Toga." Like, I'm sorry to tell you. You hug her more. I don't know.
Yeah. So in terms of animes in general, English dubs, they've come such a long way in the last 20 and 30 years. What has been like the best aspect of witnessing this change from within the industry, as well as its growth in the West? Because particularly, I think My Hero has played a huge role in bringing anime to the West. And yeah, I'm curious in your thoughts.
Hmm.
Hmm. Hmm.
I think I mean I love it. I love that that a wider group is able to enjoy it. Um, it's different from being as obscure as it used to be, so it's cool that a lot of other people are recognizing it and seeing it. And I don't know, I think that's awesome.
Yeah. I also think that it's been wild to kind of watch. I mean, there's always been, people going, how do I get to be a voice actor? But exponentially so in the last however many years. I think just because it's a little more, it's just more visible. That's
Mm.
it. And we had the experience. I had the experience of coming up when there wasn't an internet. Really. Not really. I mean, um, but you would kind of do your work in a vacuum. And then months later, this show would come out, in the form of a DVD volume. you know?
Yes.
So it was such a different relationship to fans and the medium. I mean, it was just so different. So the fact that it's all just so much more immediate, I feel like, and so much more sort of immediately personal has definitely changed things. It's sweet. It's it's really sweet. And it's lovely to get to, I feel like as voice actors, we get to be with each other more. And it's just a wonderful community. It's great.
No, thank you. And noting on some limited time, what's been some of your favorite moments from the show, whether it's your own or a moment that's just stuck out for you personally?
Mm. Well, I mean, I loved season 5, the My Villain Academia arc. I love to get to see like everyone's backstory and learn more about the villains. And I love that Horikoshi took time to do that and to give
Mm.
them humanity and reason and relatability, and the ability to, when something happens to a villain like twice or, Toga, it's not always celebration throughout the land, there are people that liked them and loved them. And I thought that was such a great aspect of the whole series.
Yeah. In lighter times, earlier days, I really loved the whole Sports Fest arc. Um,
Yeah.
it was so great. And I really felt like that was when you first started to really fall in love with some of these characters and you see how they fight and how they use their quirks and work together. And that was so much fun.
No, definitely. And particularly your scene in that where you called your parents, that resonated quite a lot with myself because I
Yeah.
was in the military when I was younger. And I made
Oh,
a very, very similar phone call to my parents within my first week
yeah.
with the same outcome ultimately, where they calmed you down and things moved on. So witnessing that was certainly a heartbreaker for myself.
Oh, it was so good. And she came so close to beating Bakugo.
She
So
did.
close.
Yeah, she put Baku on the ropes, and yeah, phenomenal scene. But sadly, we do have to wrap up now. But I'd just like to say, I'm speaking on the behalf of thousands and thousands of fans out there. After all this 10 years of work, sincerely, thank you both for all you've committed to it. All the scenes you've done, everything you've had to emotionally drain yourself for just to deliver the perfect delivery. And yeah, from the bottom of my heart, I'm sincerely grateful.
Thank you. So kind of you.
No, thank you very much, and even just for this interview, it's very much appreciated. So, I hope you have the best rest of the day.
Thank
You
you.
too.
You too.
Thank you.
Thank you. All the best.
Thanks for watching, Super Friends. Check out more videos from across our YouTube channel right here. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share on all your favourite platforms. See you next time.